an invitation alerting you that on December 9th, 2020, the New Jersey Office of Diversity and Inclusion, along with the New Jersey Economic Development Authority and the New Jersey Supplier Diversity Development Council, will be hosting the Garden State the Garden State Minority Women and Veteran-Owned Business Virtual Marketplace Exchange. It's going to be a full day of matchmaking opportunities. If you are a diverse business and you're interested in doing business with the state of New Jersey, we will have a full day of matchmaking sessions and opportunities available to you. There will be more information that will be coming to you regarding registering for that event. The Procurement Readiness webinar series is really designed to get you ready for that date and beyond as it relates to your engagement with New Jersey contracting agencies on a federal level, state, county, municipal, and even on a private level for those businesses participating that have offices here in the state of New Jersey. So now this morning, our webinar, focused on the registration process for a diverse business here in the state of New Jersey. This is going to be part 2. We are really honored to have Anna Villagran from the New Jersey Department of Treasury, Division of Revenue and Enterprise Services. So now that we've given you some information as to what the certification process is, what the value is for having your business registered as a small business in the state of New Jersey, as well as having your business certified with a number of designations: minority-owned business, women-owned business, service-disabled, veteran-owned business, as well as veteran-owned business. Anna is going to walk you through that process. The presentation will take approximately 45 minutes. After that, we are going to leave 15 minutes for questions and answers. I'm going to ask that if you have any questions that you do so by placing them in the chat. I will then, at the conclusion of Anna's presentation, advise her of many of the questions that are resident in the chat. And if we run out of time, please be assured that we have your email addresses and we will respond to your questions accordingly. So now let me tell you a little bit about Anna. Anna Villagran is a certification auditor, as I indicated, with DOORS, which is the New Jersey Division of Revenue and Enterprise Services. And for more than 15 years, she has helped New Jersey small businesses and small businesses in general by providing information and technical assistance for the application process and qualifications here with the Department of Treasury. Now, in her current role, Ms. Villagran reviews and evaluates applications from vendors who apply to and participate in the New Jersey State Certification Program for minority, women-owned businesses, small business enterprises, veteran-owned business enterprises, and disabled service veteran-owned business enterprises. She also assists business owners on how to navigate the New Jersey Selected Assistance Vendor Information System. So at this time, I'm going to turn the presentation over to Anna.
Good afternoon. I am going to show you step by step today about how to create an account and how to apply online for all the certification and registrations programs. Next, please. Benefits of applying online. Enables users to complete all filings for all designations, upload all the required documentation, submit annual verification, check status, get duplicate certificates, and secure pay associated in a single integrated environment. Virtually eliminates the need for trips to the filing office. Provides access almost any hour of the day. Reduces overall transaction costs. No need for couriers, extra copies, mailing, expenses associated with paper delivery and pickup. All communication will be through emails from the system. If something is missing or we have additional questions, you will receive an email notification listing the additional required information. The system then will allow you to upload the required documentation. If the applicant company applies for multiple designations in the same of the total fee will be only $105. You have to do it in the same session to take advantage of this. To access the system, you need to go to the following website. Next, the Uniform Certification Service. This is the system where you can apply for SBE, MWBE, BOBs, and DBOBs. To access the service, first, you need to create an account. You must be properly registered for state tax purposes. In order to do this, you will need your 9-digit federal ID number or social security number and the first 4 characters of your business name. Next, please. If you don't have already a My New Jersey account, this is what we will be doing today. Create an account. You need to provide all that information, your first name, last name, business name, all that information. What you're doing at this point is creating an account, a My New Jersey account. After you finish that, then you're gonna click continue. Next, please. Okay, here it says, please answer the following. Do you have a My New Jersey login ID? If you have a My New Jersey login ID, you will be selecting yes. If you don't, then no. In this case, we're gonna say no. And you need to choose a My New Jersey login ID and a password. You need to enter that information here. Make sure that you write down the information, the account, login ID, and the password, because anytime you come back to the system to check a status or for additional information on any communication, you will need to have that information with you. We don't have access to login ID or passwords. So please keep that information somewhere safe. Next. Is in the case that you have your My New Jersey account, then you need to have your login ID and your password. So you don't have to create the account. You just go straight to login and then add your password. If you have any issues because you forgot your login ID or you forgot your password, you can click there and you will communicate with the office that handles this database. Next. As you can see here, in My New Jersey account, the Small Business Enterprise service has been created. You need to click on that to access your account. Next. Access details. I understand that it's my responsibility to ensure that the business link with this account is properly registered with the state of New Jersey. So you need to agree with the above statement. You need to check that box. Then you will need to enter your four characters, the first 4 characters of your company name, and then the 9 digits, federal tax ID number or social security number. Please enter only numeric values. Next. Uniform certification application. This is your account. If your company has existing registrations or certification, it will be shown here. As you can see, if this was your company, you can see the company name. You will see that this company has an SBE approved, the annual verification date that is due, the renewal date, and action. You can print your certificate. Just click on Get Certificate and you can print and save your certificate from there. We also notice that the MBE and WBE has been revoked, and that happens when the annual verification is not submitted by the time required. So in this case, to apply for a new application, you need to click on Apply. Next, please. Answer the following questions. The following questions to determine the classification for which your business is qualified for. Based on your responses on these questions, the system will determine which programs you can qualify for. So make sure to pay attention when you check this that apply to your company. So that way you can, the system will give you a classification for all the programs that you can. Next. Select certifications. Checks all that apply to your business. So the system is telling you here that based on your responses, you are eligible to apply for the ones displayed. As you can see, you have disabled veteran-owned business, minority business, minority and women business, veteran-owned business, women business enterprise. So based on your responses, you might qualify for all of them. And this is the time when you have to make sure if you want to apply for all of them to do it in the same session, to take advantage of to pay only one fee for all of them. I also want to mention if you are applying for minority and women business enterprise, when you do that, you need to select minority business enterprise, women business enterprise, and minority and women business enterprise. So the three of them have to be selected when you apply for minority and women-owned business. Next, select certification. As you can see here, we have selected the application that you have qualified to apply. Based on your application, then the system lists the required documentation below. So you can see all the documents that you have to provide to apply for these applications. As you can see, it's an authorized statement, resumes for principals, bylaws, tax returns, proof of ethnicity, and so on. Next. As part of the filing, you are required to provide the documents below. You can upload multiple files for each requirement. Please check off each required document to confirm their upload. All these documents have to be scanned and saved to your computer in order for you to upload them. When you upload, you're going to click on Add New Document. Then you're going to select the documents you're uploading and then save. Repeat for each document required. Next. Have you uploaded all necessary documents? The system will still ask you. If you did, then click on yes. If not, then say no, and the system will take you back so you can upload whatever missing information you have. Okay, from this point, you're going to start entering all the company information. In this case, you have to enter the business name, trading name, business type, and you just make sure you enter the correct information. Then click Next. Next. Principal, can you go back one? Okay, principal place of business. You need to enter the principal place address. As you can see, the asterisk there means that all this information is required, so the principal place of business is required. You must enter the correct information there and just keep going. Then you will click on Next. Next. If you also have a mailing address, then you can also add that information there. It's not required, but if you do, it's good to have it so you can enter the mailing address in those spaces. Then you can click Next. Contact information. Please enter the primary contact for this business. Sometimes we have a question and we need to have a person to contact in case of calling and then no one knows about the application. So it's very important that you provide a contact name so we can reach the person in case we have a question. You will enter all the contact information there. Then you will click next when you're done. Next, please. Please provide the firm's gross revenue for the last 3 completed years. If you're less than 3 years, then just enter the applicable years. And I know this example shows the commas and the periods, but you just need to enter the numbers, the digits. You also have to enter the number of full-time employees, including owners. Next.
I have a question. Can I ask in this last thing?
If we could please hold all questions to the end, and we'll come back to you. And the questions in the chat box.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Business owner. You're going to enter the business owner information here. Know the name, last name, gender, ethnicity, position, and percentage owned. If the company has more than one owner, you can click on add, and you can add the other owners, and the same, you will be entering the same information for the other owners. Next. Business operation. In that box, you need to provide a brief description of your services. Like if you have printing services, janitorial services. So try to be brief but concise to what the business provides. As you can see there, the system is showing an average gross revenue, and that number comes from your tax returns. You provided those numbers. So based on that, the system had an average of the last 3 years. And that's the number that is shown there, which is used for SPE designation. Please provide at least one code from the first selection. An NAICS code, that's the North American Industrial Classification Code, that needs to be entered there. If you know the code, it's a 6-digit code. If you know the code, you can type in the code, or you can go to the Find IX code and select the code from there. The same for construction-related craft codes. You can also type in the code, and if you don't have a code, you can check on the list. You can just click on Find Construction Codes. Enter the code for commodity goods and services commodity codes. The same thing. You have to enter a code, and we accept up to 12 codes for the system. But it's very important that the NAICS code is there, and actually the system will not let you go, will not let you continue if you're missing the code, because you need at least one code there. Next. I agree that the gross revenue category as the term for the revenue amounts and business codes enter is category A. This is actually for the SBE categories. The SBE has categories 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and a combination of both. So in this case, it's telling you that your business is going to be approved on category A for SBE, which is the one that needs a designation. So you will agree, check the box, and click next. Additional information. Check all that apply. We also ask if business has capital investors, if business or owners have relationship with other businesses, business owns real property. If you select, for every box that you select, the system will display and ask you for more information. It's also asking for the name of on the signature card for all financial institutions, the name of the signer on that account. Click next. So if you had checked business has capital investor, then the system will ask you for that information. First name and last name and amount invested. If you have more than one investor, then you can click on add and add that information also. If business or owners have relationship with other businesses, you have to also provide that information there. And again, if you have not selected that, then the system will not ask you for that. If the business owns real property, you will provide a description, an address, all that information for that. If you have more than one real property, you need to click on Add. List the name of the signature card for all financial institutions. You do the same. At least one is required. At least one is required, so you need to submit a first name, last name, financial institution, and the contact number for that bank. Then if you have more than one signer, you can also do that. Okay, next please. The attestation. I attest that this process and form has been completed and directed, and the information provided here is true and accurate to the best of my knowledge. So you're attesting here that the information that you provided is correct and at the best of your knowledge. So you will have to check that box. And after this box, when you check the box, then you will see the review page. The review page will give you the opportunity to review all the information you submitted. And if you do, if you have anything that you need to change, you can edit the information before you submit it. After the submission of that page, then you will see the page for the payment. The page for the payment. Okay, next. I just want to mention that an SBE application will be approved instantly if everything goes well. And then from there, you can print your certificate. Now for the MBE, WBE, BOB, and DBOB applications, they need to be reviewed. They need to be reviewed and audited. And that process is taking about 4 to 6 weeks. So once you finish the process, the system will tell you that you have submitted your application and will also say that the status is pending, which means it's online to be reviewed by the auditor. The first thing we do is a first review, which means we're making sure that you submitted all the documentation. If something is missing, we will send you an email saying this information is missing, and you will provide that and upload that through the system. Once we receive the additional information, then we continue with the process. Once you are approved, you will receive an email notification saying that your company has been approved, and you will have to access your account again to print your certificate. Thank you very much. This concludes my presentation.
Thank you, Anna. Hi, this is Hester. We have some questions and I'm just going to go right in. First one I'll be able to answer, that was today's earlier session recorded. We're still assessing now how that recording came out. However, we will make available the presentation, the actual document, and that will be on file on the New Jersey Office of Diversity and Inclusion's website. I'm going to give you this information now. I'm going to ask that you all take down this website information because, again, that will be one-stop shopping for you as it relates to the upcoming December 9th seminar, as well as some of the upcoming procurement readiness webinars. And so that email address is www.diversitynj for New Jersey.gov. Again, the web address is www.diversitynj.gov. There was similarly a question that someone said, I have my registration. I also have my certifications. What do I do next? This Thursday, there will be a webinar series that goes over that, and the flyers will be sent out. So if you're participating on today's program, you'll get that by email as well as through our state databases in which we initially engage with you. So Thursday seminar is for you. What do I do next? I have my registrations, I have my certifications. How do I onboard myself to the process? And that webinar is going to be taking place through Zoom invitation as well at 2:00 p.m. Next question. Can New York City companies create a My New Jersey account? That's for you, Anna.
Yes, they can, but they have to register the business with the state of New Jersey. They must obtain the business registration certificate, the BRC. So they have to call 609-292-9292 for them to get help on register the business with the state of New Jersey, to do business with the state.
Thank you. We
And
also
that I'm sorry. I just want to that they need to register if they actually want to do it online, because for the certification program they don't have to be registered, but for the online system, the system checks that. So they need to call that number.
Thank you, Anna. Next question. When will the fast track application be
Can she repeat the number?
I believe that it was written in
Is that correct? I
chat
wrote that.
text. Oh,
The
okay.
609-292-9292?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Next question was, when will the fast track application be placed on the online system? John Cronin, your colleague from Doors earlier today, did advise that there is a fast track system. If you can just speak a little bit more for some folks who may not have participated earlier, to let them know what the fast track process is. That's number one. And number two, this question specifically is, will it be provided in an online application as this one you just went over?
Okay. Yes, the fast track application is when the company is already certified by another state or organization. So the fast track is, it waives the documentation that a regular application requires. So it's not going to be like done fast, but it's like the process is shorter. They don't have to submit all the documentation. So now, with the question of when it's going to be online, currently we're only accepting applications for fast track, because when they designed the program, that was not part of the program. I believe, and I have to make sure, but I believe the new regs is sending all the vendors to apply online. So they will probably have to update the system and, have the fast track part of that system.
Thank you. This goes along with that question. There was someone who wanted to know if they have a WeBank certification, whether or not that is helpful in the fast track, and if that's something that's used here in New Jersey or can be used here in New Jersey.
The WeBank, we accept that. The state accept the WeBank for a fast track application, which means if they already certified by them, we can take the WBE. They can apply for WBE with the state, and we take that. About what the WeBank is good for, I don't have the answer for WeBank.
I can chime in on that to let you know, as Anna indicated, having a certification from some other source, it could be WeBank, it could be the New York, New Jersey Minority Supplier Development Council, or for another state. The advantage that that's going to give you in New Jersey is a fast track advantage. But as it relates to that certification being looked at primarily for contracting purposes, again, the way that our system works here in the state of New Jersey is that when you register, your information goes into the NJ Savvy system, which notes your certifications and registrations. So it is only going to be looking at if you have a New Jersey certification as an MBE or WBE, or even on a federal level for agencies like a New Jersey Transit or a New Jersey Department of Transportation, where they handle both state and federal contracts. They also look for any of the state work, and all of our public contracting agencies look for the certifications in NJ Savvy. So NJ Savvy is only going to have your New Jersey certifications, diverse certifications. So if you have something outside, it will help in fast tracking, but it will not automatically put you into the NJ Savvy system. So I hope that's helpful. A couple of questions that came in, Anna. You had noted that the certification process for MBEs and WBEs is not automatic. It is for small businesses, but not for minority-owned businesses or women-owned businesses or service-disabled, veteran-owned businesses, and likewise. You indicated that that process is about 4 to 6 weeks. There are some entries in the chat basically saying that they put their information in back in August, and it seems like that timeline is a little of what you said is outside of that. So can you just give some clarity so that people can manage their expectations as to how long the certification process is, that review process, before it's completed and they can expect to hear back from your office?
Sure. Due to the COVID situation, we've been working from home and office, and we've been doing the best as we can to manage the incoming of applications. We're still receiving paper application and online applications, so we're doing both. And we also have, currently we have the system, the online system has a glitch that they're still working on. So that has delayed a little the process, but they're working on that issue. I will say right now that, we try to be under the 2 months of, for the process. But we know that there is a lot of incoming phone calls complaining. We are aware of that, and we're trying to respond to those calls. We're retrieving the calls and calling them back and try to help them as much as we can. But I will say you just have to be patient a little, and we're trying to, catch up at least with the paper application. We know we're up to date on processing the application. We're having a little bit of problems right now with the online, but they're working on that. So hopefully that will be soon resolved.
Thank you for that, Anna, because I think it is important for folks to have their expectations managed. And I think you explaining the fact that many state employees, including myself, find themselves having to work in flexible remote environments. And so, like it or not, that does have some impact. But again, we can assure you that we understand the importance of our work commitments and obligations to you. And we are committed to making sure that we work with you so that we can get you onboarded and a part of our supply chain. So now there's another question about what arrangements can be made. You indicated that as part of that process, the individuals have to, I believe you said they have to upload their income tax return information. And so the question is, what if they don't have their income tax return available?
Okay. Okay, the certification programs requires 3 years of tax returns if it's a business older than 3 years. If it's a new business under 3 years, they just have to provide what they have completed so far. For new businesses, I understand that new businesses, maybe with 6 months only, they have to provide an income statement and balance sheet. So in other words, they have to be up and running. It's okay to be under 1 year of business, but they need to provide income, sales, revenue. It has to be up and running. So it must be some transactions there for income. So cannot be zero revenue.
Thank you for that, Anna. Next question has to do with the person has gone through inputting the information into the online system. It's now been sent over to your shop to review, and then they get back a response that indicates that they're non-compliant. Can you give some examples as to what are circumstances and situations in which someone would be deemed to be non-compliant, and how can they resolve that? What is the process?
Okay. When they submit the application, if we need additional information, either because they missed some documentation or because as an auditor we have questions, we send a reminder, an email asking for the additional information. They have 30 days to submit the additional information. And if that information is not received, then the system changed that to non-compliance because it has to be received within those 30 days from the date that we sent the request. When I mentioned before, and that's what it is regularly, but when I mentioned before that we're having some issues with the system, that's one of the issues that we're actually working right now. And for some reason, when they made some changes to the system, I believe the system changed many businesses' status to non-compliance, even though when they were not, they shouldn't be non-compliant. They should be okay to submit the information, but they're working on that. So we are aware that a lot of businesses shouldn't be non-compliant. And I know we're getting complaints over the phone, and we're trying to work with that. If a company, a specific company, what we're trying to do is, if that's the case, we reopen the case so they will be able to upload the missing information.
Thank you for that, Anna. Next question. It mentions that either I need to be or my company has to be at least 51% residing in New Jersey. Person says they live in New York. And I believe they are a WBE business. Would they be eligible to work or apply in New Jersey if they live in New York, but they're trying to apply for a WBE certification?
The owner lives in New York, but the business is in New Jersey. Is that the question? Is that the business is in New Jersey, but the owner lives in New York?
Yeah, the owner lives in New York.
Okay.
But they're
and the
attempting
business is in
to
New
get,
Jersey.
right. They said they live in New York and they're attempting to get a WBE certification. So is that
Okay.
something that they're able to do?
Right. For a WBE certification, there is no restriction. They can be out of state, the business or the owner. There is no restriction. They can apply to New Jersey for MBE or WBE.
Okay,
Now, if the question is for SBE, it's different because for SBE they have to have at least 51% of their business in New Jersey or 51% of the revenue. On the employees in New Jersey. So it's different. For the SBE, we will have to see that, but for the WBE and MBE, they can apply if they're out of state.
Pardon me, what is the SBE? What does that stand for?
A small business enterprise.
Okay, thank you.
Next question. If one individual who is eligible as a minority has 51% ownership in 2 different companies, can he apply for an MBE certificate for both companies?
Yes, he can. They can apply for both companies, but each company has to be independently owned and operated, controlled, owned, and operated. So each company has to stay alone.
There's another question that wants to know, we touched on this a little bit, whether or not New Jersey recognizes certifications from other states. So I'm going to assume that they're asking if New Jersey recognizes MBE or WBE certifications from other states, and are there any states that New Jersey does not recognize their certifications?
Right. When they want to apply for using the fast track program, we accept any other state certification. It has to be a state certification. Cannot be a city certification or self-declaration from any state. It has to be state certification, and we accept them all. We accept MSDC, WeBank, the Port Authority, New York, New Jersey, Department of Transportation.
I have a question, because if you apply for the state of New York, that's a 2-year process, they told me, but I'm certified for the city. So can I just show you the state certification and apply with New Jersey as well for fast track?
If you have the state certification, will be fine. But if you have the city certification, no. So when you apply to New Jersey, you need to provide a copy of your state certification.
I submitted it.
Your,
I submitted the state already, yeah. So I'm just waiting.
Okay, then, I mean, if you have that,
I can do that form. Okay, thank you, thank you.
Mm-hmm. No problem.
Okay. There's a question in here from Mariana Golan. Mariana, your question looks like it's very specialized or particular to you. And so what I'm going to do is that I'm going to make that notation and have someone from DOORS reach out to you regarding the particular circumstance that you've referenced. Anna,
Yes.
there is an ask regarding your contact information, or as a representative from DOORS, how would folks be able to do a reach out to you or someone in your department if they needed some additional information? They're going to go back now. They're armed with all this great information that you shared, and they come through a hiccup, or they want to check on the status. Is there general contact information that you'd be able to provide?
Okay. The main number is 609-292-2146. And what they can do is they can leave a message there. And if it's for me, or they can mention my name, Anna, or if someone else can reach, they can leave a message. And like I said, we're trying our best to return those calls as soon as we can. I believe that's the best way to reach out to us.
Anna, could you please repeat the phone number so I can put it in the chat?
Sure, 609-292-2146. And we are retrieving the messages every day, and we're calling them back.
Okay, we have a message in the chat. Not everybody joins at the same time, nor may have the opportunity to view the earlier session. So again, I provided, and in the chat has the email address for the Office of Diversity and Inclusion. You can go to that, and that'll be a place where we'll be able to provide some of this resource information. That being said, there's a question regarding explaining what a WBE is and an MBE. WBE is a woman-owned business enterprise. MBE is a minority business enterprise. Suffice it to say, it is a business that where the principal owner has 51% ownership under a category of either being defined as a woman or a minority. But more information regarding that, again, I'll direct you back to the Office of Diversity website, where you'll be able to click on and get information. And particularly, we can also bring you to DOORS, their specific link, where you'll be able to not only access this certification, online certification process, but I believe DOORS also has frequently asked questions that may be able to assist you. So now there's another question. Whether or not you need to be registered as a minority woman or veteran-owned business enterprise in order to attend the summit on December 9th. No, you do not. The summit is open to diverse businesses within the region, really within the country. New Jersey has opened up. New Jersey has opened up its program because, again, we are seeking to diversify our supply chain. So you don't have to be even registered to do business in the state of New Jersey, but these webinar series are to make you procurement ready. And so what that means is that you need to have an understanding of what the requirements are in our program in order to be able to actually contract with the different procurement entities, be they on a state level, a county level, or a municipal level. So for purposes of participating for the summit, no. Engaging in the matchmaking, no. But what you want to do is know so that you can be ready or start getting yourself ready so that if there's an opportunity that aligns with your business, you'll be ready to roll because you have your registration in place. You have your certifications in place, and you have the ability to respond quickly. And more importantly, through the webinar series, you have the opportunity to meet with some of the key stakeholders here in the state in respective agencies like the Division of Revenue and Enterprise Services who can assist you. And next question is, my company is certified, this is for you, Anna. My company is certified as a DBE. DBE is Disadvantaged Business Enterprise. When you hear the acronym DBE, think federal, because federal government has its own supplier diversity program. So they don't use the designations that we do here in the state of MBE or WBE or VOB. They use DBE. And so this person is saying that their company is certified as a DBE by the Department of Transportation in Maryland, Massachusetts, New York, and New Jersey. They're also certified by MWBE and others. My problem is getting past the New Jersey registration ID. I don't know if you have any thoughts on that, Anna, or if that's something that we can respond to them offline to assist.
Well, we do minority and women business certification. So it's like for like. If they're applying for a women-owned business, they can use, again, the fast track application using like the WeBank. I heard they have it. But the DBE, we don't do DBEs at this moment. I don't know if there is any changes later, but as now, currently, we only do minority and women-owned. So they have to be certified as that, MBE or WBE, to take advantage of doing the fast track application.
Thank you for that.
And for the registration, I believe if they're trying to register the business, in the state of New Jersey to do business with the state. And then will be that office for 609-292-9292. That will be the office of where they can get information, how they can register the business in New Jersey.
And I just want to clarify that so that, again, everyone has an understanding of what we're talking about. Registering your business to do business with the state of New Jersey is different than what we're talking about and getting your business registered as a small business or certified as an MBE and a WBE. In order for any state entity, any public contracting entity in the state of New Jersey to do business with you, you have to be registered with the state to do business. And by being placed in that registry, the contracting entity can cut a check to you. And I know that's very important, right? So in order for them to be able to cut a check to you, you have to be registered with the state of New Jersey. You don't have to necessarily be an SBE or MBE or WBE. You can just, participate as a business, let's say, that you want to do business with the state of New Jersey. But the bottom line, the common denominator that you will need in order to engage with the state is that you have to be registered to do business so that the state has you in the system and they're able to, again, make payments to you. So the number that Anna just gave you is the number that you can call for registration purposes. This webinar, we are talking about certification as a diverse business, as well as registration as a small business. That is different than registering to do business with the state of New Jersey. I hope that that's clear.
Hester, also just to mention, again, if they're looking to do the application, any of this certification or registration application online, then they have to register the business in the state, because this program goes by that. It's checking against that system. So they have to be registered in New Jersey if they want to apply online. And that's what I was talking about at the beginning of the presentation. They have to create a My New Jersey account. And when they do that, that system checks that they are registered in New Jersey to do business with the state.
Anna, is that at the New Jersey Diversity, the controllers, through that one? I came on 15 minutes late. So I'm just trying to get the website where to register the business with the state of New Jersey.
That will be, I only have the phone number, 609.
Oh, there's nothing online?
There is an online, I don't have the website with me. I don't know if that can be placed somewhere else.
Faster.
Yes, maybe you can get that information, Hester, and we can respond directly.
Yeah, absolutely. What I'll do is that we'll make sure that we send you, and we'll put online the link to Doors and Treasury. And so we'll have that information from you. So the registration is also through the Department of Treasury. The Division of Revenue Enterprise Services is a division within Treasury, and that registration that you're talking about and the information to bring you directly to get that, we'll provide on the site as well. I would just ask that.
I'm sorry, it's really confusing, Hester. Is it just possible to put the website in the chat for everyone? Because I mean, it's really confusing when you're giving us this information, but not the links and the phone numbers within the chat as they're being mentioned. So I like to be organized and I like to be clear. And I would like to get on the process today. So I don't understand why we're getting the information, but we're not allotted the online site that we can just go to and set ourselves up. Is that possible?
Yeah, I'm not saying that that's not possible. I'm saying that it's not on the site now because we're going to.
No, can you put it in the chat? The website to register my business with the state of New Jersey. And
Hester, I will include that right now in the chat.
WMBE. Okay, thank you so much. That's all I'm saying. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, Hester.
Beyond, and what I was getting at is beyond this, beyond the chat, the reason why we want to put the information and update the information on the site. And that's for those of you who are on here, is because not everyone is necessarily going to participate on this call, but we want to make sure that the information is resident and there's one place that you can go to that it's constantly updated. So yes, we will put that on in the chat, but beyond that, we're just trying to drive you to diversitynj.gov so that you can get an update and information. And again, as I indicated, at the end of this week on Friday, we'll have representatives from the New Jersey Business Action Center and the New Jersey Office of Innovation. And they will be talking about the new site that we have for businesses. And again, that is a place that you can not only go to get that information, but they have technical support where you can call and you can chat and someone will engage you immediately to address any questions that you have. So with that being said, we have about 3 minutes left.
Hi, Hester. This is Shakira Johnson. Am I able to ask a question or make a point?
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you so much. So my question is, I just wanted to make sure. So the emails that we're receiving, so my business is previously registered. We're receiving emails for a Garden State procurement fair in December. I just want to make sure, is this being produced by the state or is this an outside agency? It's a little unclear. In the email, I don't see a logo or anything like that. So we just want to make sure it's not spam, etc.
Thank you for asking that question. And I would like to officially make clear that the 2020 Garden State Minority, Women, and Veteran-Owned Business Virtual Marketplace Exchange Summit is being hosted by my office, which is the New Jersey Office of Diversity and Inclusion, the New Jersey Economic Development Authority, as well as the New Jersey Supplier Diversity Development Council. So it absolutely is an official summit that's being sponsored by 3 anchor state entities. And again, information regarding the summit can be found on www.diversitynj.gov.
Okay, Hester, thanks so much. It just may be helpful going forward because a number of other business owners had contacted me. Just for us, the way it came through and the way the links were, and because that information, it seemed like maybe we may have missed that. There was whole conversations about was it spam or not, also because it was called Garden State, just the naming. Again, we didn't see any logos, like even when I was clicking on the flyers, I didn't see like a state of New Jersey logo on it or anything like that. And as you know, in the age of phishing and spamming and scamming, we were just like, is this even real? We weren't sure. So just as a heads up, but we're so grateful that you're having it.
Thank you very much. And as you can see, having these types of engagement is as important for us to get the information from you as it is for us to share the information with you. And I mean that sincerely because we're really committed to making sure that we're not sitting in our offices or remotely and thinking about what we think you need, but really engaging with you so that we know that we're responsive to what your needs are. So with that being said, I'd like to thank you all again for participating in this afternoon's webinar. I hope that you'll be able to join us for some of the future webinar series that are planned not only for this week, but up until and through December 9th when we host the summit. Have a wonderful afternoon and hope to see you later on this week. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.